it's That Rig Guy here, and welcome to another episode of That Rig Guy with That Rig Girl. Today we're down at the Onk. We're using our new river rig or estuary rig. As you see here, it has the easy rig on it, and it's in the form of a running sinker. You're saying, Pete, come on, normally your rigs come with sinkers. Well, you're correct, but this one doesn't come with one, this comes with two. It comes with a 1 ounce and a ½ ounce, so you can change them over depending on the flow of the current where you're fishing. So sit back, enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you at the end. Okay, so this has only been out for about 5 minutes. That rig girl's managed to get there and get her stuff out, and I've just got this massively huge little salmon trout here. Alright, so it hasn't been out there long at all. Over in Vic, you guys call these bay trout. Here we call them salmon trout. They used to be called Tommy Smooths, but it's just a little basic, just a nice little salmon trout. So, whoop, my bad. I'll just get there and put him back in there. Off you go, mister. And there he goes, he's off. So that's the estuary running rig. It seems to be working fairly well. 5 minutes out there, and it's brought in its first victim. So I'm going to rig that back up. I'm going to get it back out and get amongst it. Well, next time we cut back, that rig girl's getting bites right now. She'll tell you what she's doing with her stuff. And we're still biting.
No.
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 Okay, when we come back, we'll cut to her and she'll tell you what she's using today. So this is that rig girl. She's sitting here. She's got 2 rods out. What are you using at the moment there?
In my hand, I've got the Level Sharp 1.6. What is it? Which one's this one? 36 kilo. I've got my Shimano Sienna 2500 reel.
And what rig are you using?
I'm using a slide rig with I think it's a number 6 circle on it.
Okay.
With
Bait?
a soury for the bait.
Okay, and you're getting hits on...
A couple of touches, but nothing's grabbed it.
So what's happened here? We left you about a minute ago with one rod going off, and I believe that's your, what's that other one you're using?
Oh, that's my Sport Fisher, which I found on the street. Someone was throwing it out. The reel on that one, this one's getting touches, but I'll just let it go.
The other one's getting touches as well.
Yeah, both, yeah. The reel on this one is a Saturn 3000.
So that's all Jarvis Walker.
Sport Fisher.
Yeah.
Found this in hard rubbish. And so. I've got slide rig on this one as well, and I've got a bit of pilly on it, on a number 6 long shank. So
at the moment, we've only just been here in setup. There you go, that one's going off.
Come on.
I haven't even had a chance to put my estuary rig back in. You can probably hear the birds splashing around over the other side there.
Something's having a go at it.
So something's having a go at it.
Taking it right off.
Okay. Alright. So we'll get back to you shortly. We'll leave that rig girl to get herself sorted out. I'll get myself sorted out. And then later we'll talk about what's on the Rogue Raven rig. And there's also a few other things we're going to show you today. We'll just watch that rig girl cast out.
Mine's even bigger than yours. Oh!
So,
little fella.
so what?
Yeah.
Don't keep dropping it. Okay, put him in the water.
Okay. Bye-bye. Where'd you go?
Okay, what did you catch him on?
I got him on a bit of cockle.
Right.
Yeah.
And this other rig's going off as well. So these are the slide rigs.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think we're not that far away from home. We're only, 40 minutes away from the centre of Adelaide?
Yeah.
And we've got this beautiful little area here to fish. Goes right out to the ocean and it heads back up that way for wherever. Some of the sunsets over this Onkaparinga water are really, really nice. I'll put a couple of photos up of what we've taken from this area as well. Now, what Danny's going to do, she's going to take over from this, so take that.
Oh, all right.
What I'm going to discuss with you guys is Lovell Rigs has just taken up Tassie Salmon Oil on our website. So it's great to be partnering up with Tassie Salmon Oil. So that's the fish oil there. This here is the sample bottle. They don't actually sell these sizes. The smallest is a litre bottle. It's a great oil. If you've seen my interviews that I've done with the boat show here in Adelaide, you would have seen the first one was with the guys from Tassie Salmon Oil. They put it in the sponge. So what we've done was we have actually a crab cage. We've used the sponge on it, and it worked over at Mundu Channel. I was going to use it in here today, but with the way the water's flowing at the moment, I don't think it's going to really work that well. But what I've done is I've kind of cheated. I've grabbed my burley box. Well, it's not actually burley box, it's my bait box, if I can get it open. And amongst all that, I'm actually soaking my bait. I've got a mixture of cockle in there, I've got saury in there, I've got some pilly, and I've also got carp fillets in there as well. Yes, I'm trying carp again. I will get carp on video from the salt for you guys one day. Okay? So, that's what we're running at the moment. Well, I'm running that at the moment. That rig girl, she's just running straight bait and no burley, and we seem to be one each. That first one that I caught, I didn't actually have any salmon oil on it. It's just cast out and bang. And nope, I thought my other rod was going off there for a second. So that's the salmon oil that we have on our website. Very great product. So yeah, I'll leave that there for you guys to have a look at. As I said, it comes in a litre bottle on the website. It also comes in a 5 and I believe a 10 litre drum as well. So we're going to continue on. We will let you know how we go with this method. We may even get there and put some on a sponge and put it out and see how that goes when the tide slackens a little bit, because at the moment it's running pretty quick and it's coming in fairly quickly as well. I did say I was going to show you what was on the other rod, but that will be in the next bit. Till then, we're going to sit down and I'm going to get out and amongst it. I'm not using my walking stick like I should be, and I'm going to sit down and take 5. Catch you shortly. Okay, so this morning when we come down, I thought I'd get there and try for some mulloway, because this area is known for the grey ghost. So what I'm using here is a mulloway rig that you can actually get from Sports Fishing Scene here in, up in Adelaide, in Cavan there. All I've done for this area is I just put a 2.5 ounce sinker on it, and I'm running 4.0 hooks here just for this area here. This is normally designed for the beach, so you can actually get it from Sports Fishing Scene for the beach. So what I'm actually doing at the moment is we're going to swap over from this, because it's not really doing anything. And I'm going to get there and use my level sharp rod in the 2.1, 3 to 6 kilo. Last time I was here with that one, I had a lot of luck with it. So the rig I'm going to use for this will be, let me see. Heck, I've got so many carp rigs here from last time I went carp fishing. That reminds me, we're in late December. First weekend of March is Carp Frenzy up in Barmera. So for all those who love catching mud marlin, head up to the Carp Frenzy. First weekend in March, your registration Friday night, Saturday morning, you hit the water, I think it's about 6 a.m, and fish for a fair part of the day. And then at the end of the day, there's not just one winner, there's quite a few winners because everyone who registers goes into a raffle. So when you get up there, you can also get your carp rigs from the guys at Carp Frenzy. We've given them a few to raise some money with. So they're coming up in first weekend of March, Carp Frenzy. It's great. And when you're up there, you head up to Barmera. You can get our rigs at the BP at Barmera. So go up, say g'day to Linda and the gang, and get out and get amongst it up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a rig to put on this. I'm going to either put a running sinker or a paternoster or something like that and see how I go with that here. If I can find it amongst all our carp rigs. Alright, I'm going to get out and get amongst it. That rig girl's having a laugh, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay. So, that rig girl, do you want to tell us all about the slide rig, please?
So, with the slide rig, hang on, I'll just put that on. So, how it works is it just sits in the water, fish comes along, takes your bait, and pulls the sinker up. So you're only fighting the fish. You're not going to get your sinker caught up in anything that may be on the bottom or any snags. You can adjust where you want your bait to sit. So I've just got it about halfway if you want it sitting lower with your sinker up, or if you want it higher right up the top with the sinker way down the bottom. You can adjust it to wherever you want to fish, in whichever water column you want to fish in.
So now around this area we've got a fair bit of rock on the bottom there. When you're bringing your line in, what do you suggest you do?
Oh, hang on. There we go. Lift your rod up. Bring your tip up high. Brings it up off the bottom. It's not going to drag it across. If your rod tip's low, you're just going to drag your rig across the bottom, and that's when you're going to get snagged.
And what happened just before?
I got snagged, but as soon as I lifted my rod tip up, it freed and it came up, and I was able to bring it in.
And that's a good thing with that slide rig as well, because as soon as you take the pressure off, the sinker can actually pull that hook down off the snag as well. So it's a don't cast out yet. Give us so that there, perfect little item for freshwater, saltwater. Absolutely fantastic. Now let's watch you cast that out. I'll step back because I don't want to get.
Don't forget to hit.
It's what technique she's got.
I'll just let that go and see what happens.
Okay. Okay. Camera. There you go. Paternoster rig. It's only been out there for a short period of time. And both these baits on this is the carp. So the carp, dipped in salmon oil, in the salt, in the onk. It's not a big one, but it's a nice little salmon trout. So it works. Told you I'd do it. I did it. Put this one back. And off he goes. She goes. So there you go. Carp, dipped in Tassie salmon oil. That was the paternoster rig. The little fella that swam away was a salmon trout on that rig guy, and I did it. Now we'll find another challenge for us to hit on later, and I'm going to continue using carp for bait because I do believe that that is a really good sustainable bait source for going from the fresh to the salt, because it does have an oily flesh on it. But though, if you dab it in a bit of salmon oil, cast it out, get it in front of them, guaranteed you're going to get something. And I said, salmon oil, carp, salmon trout, that rig guy, Lovell rigs, can't be beaten. Oh, and before I go, 2.1, Lovell sharp, 3 to 5 kilo rod. So, sorry, 3 to 6 kilo. And that was that little tiny fella. So that's how sensitive these things are. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, well, I don't just finished talking and turned around and another little salmon trout on carp. So that's what the carp's looking like. There he is there. Out. So that's that little fella there. I'm a little bit more careful with these guys than that rig girl. So I'm going to put him away, put him back. And that was carp, not on a paternoster, but on the estuary rig or river rig, depending on which one you buy, with a 1/2 ounce sinker. Oh, if you want to know about the rods, you can get them on the website, or go into Gotcha in Adelaide, McGill Road, over St. Maurice Way, and I've got some there as well. What we've done here is we've actually changed location because we're getting too many small stuff over the other area. So we've moved into a deeper hole, and I'll put a bit of sari on the river rig or estuary rig, and a couple of minutes, and we've already got a little bream. This fella here, he's probably about 5 years old, maybe a little bit less. They're a very slow growing fish, the old black bream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him back in the water, let him go another day. But yeah, didn't take long for a little bit of sari on the estuary rig to come up with a nice little bream. And off he goes. Boom, gone. Okay. Now I'm going to load up with a little bit of carp and see how we go with that. Where is he? So this little fella was caught on sari. So I just change the baits a bit, just on the standard paternoster. They're not getting any bigger. Unfortunately, in a lot of states now, it's not actually unfortunate. It's a really good thing that for live bait, your fish have to be of legal length. And I remember years ago when you could catch a whole handful of the small stuff and just throw them on as live bait. But back in the day, he would have made a really good live bait for a mollyway or something like that. But because of laws and rules and regulations, he goes back to grow bigger for us. Uh, you probably heard us talk about the size of the sinker I was using earlier, which was a 1/2 ounce. You've probably heard that rig girls mention this before, but when it comes to fishing, you don't want to fish with a really heavy bottom or heavy sinker. If you do, what's going to happen is you're going to hold the bottom really well, but you're not going to feel the bites. If you fish too light, you're going to end up with your sinker or your bait being washed down out of the strike zone, probably up against the bank, something like that. So what you need to do is you need to pick the sinker that's going to be right for what your conditions are. Like with this place here, it's not a very fast current, so a 1/2 ounce or a number 2 ball sinker is absolutely fantastic for this environment. Now, going to somewhere like the Murray or a channel that's a high flow current, you're going to want to get there and go up heavier. Particularly like the beach, you want to try and hold that bottom quite well. So when you're looking for your looking through your sinkers and that, work out where you're going to fish, what size you're going to need, and adapt to that. You don't want to go and whack on a sinker that's that heavy that you're not going to feel the bites and you're going to go, well, this is a wasted trip. You don't want to fish too light either. That's why when you buy your level rigs gear, particularly the slide rig, paternosters, the estuary rig that's out there at the moment getting bites while I put this bit of cockle on, you can actually change up your sinkers quite easily with the clip that's on the bottom. Unfortunately, there's only certain rigs you can do that on. The standard running sinker you can't, nor our carp rigs. So as I said, they're going to be available in 2 different size sinkers. I'll just put a bit of cockle on that. These are number 6 circle hooks on the paternoster. Paternoster line, we normally tie them on 20-pound line because of the knot strength, or how for each line or each knot you put in the line, it weakens that line. So we use a 20-pound leader for our paternosters, be it our whiting paternoster or our standard paternoster. For our running rigs, they're based on a stand on a 15-pound. It just gives everybody the chance to have a bit of fun with them. Talking about fun, I'm going to check this other line, and while I do that, sit back and we'll catch up with you shortly. So what we've done here is we've actually changed location because we're getting too many small stuff over the other area. So we've moved into a deeper hole, and I'll put a bit of sari on the river rig or estuary rig, and a couple of minutes and we've already got a little brim. This fella here, he's probably about 5 years old, maybe a little bit less. They're a very slow growing fish, the old black brim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him back in the water, let him go another day. But yeah, didn't take long for a little bit of sari on the estuary rig to come up with a nice little brim. And off he goes. Boom, gone. Okay. Now I'm going to load up with a little bit of carp and see how we go with that. Okay,
So we've been here for probably about an hour. We've got that nice little brim. Then that rig girl, she got a little salmon trout. Nothing really much has been happening. Getting a few bites here and there. My molly rod has had a few good hits, but no takes. So all we're going to do is sit here for probably about another half hour or so, and then we're going to wrap it up and head back and grab some lunch and call it a day, I reckon. The sun hasn't burned off any of the clouds. It looks like it's going to stay this way. It keeps drizzling off and on. So far today, it's been a really, really good day. I can't get there and fault the day at all. It's been really, really good. We've caught a few fish, successfully caught fish on the carp. Mind you, they've been little salmon trout, but it's working. Get there and soak them in the Tassie salmon oil, throw them on the hook, and yeah, they work. And I did promise you I'd keep going and going until I got it, and we've done it. So, highly recommend the salmon Tassie oil. I highly recommend soaking your carp in it, and actually any other bait. Check out my interview with the Club Marine if you want any more information on the salmon oil. As I said, it's available on the website and the link's in the bio anyway. So we're going to keep going for a little bit longer, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed how we managed to actually get some fish on carp. As you know, I've been trying to do this for a while for you. Managed to succeed. Yes, go us. We will be doing more of that in the future. The next few videos is going to be from a book that I was given to by my mother-in-law on knots and rigs. So we're going to start doing a section on this, a series on this. So in between that, there may be an odd fishing one coming up, but mainly going to concentrate on that. Until next time, I'm that rig guy. You watch the rig girl with me out of the Onkaparinga River. Get out and get amongst it. Tight lines.